Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is my updated Oracle deck collection video. So I've done one or two Oracle deck collection videos in the past. I've done a few tarot collection videos as well, and I decided to do an updated one because I've got some new decks since I did the last video. So only 7 decks, only 7 Oracle card decks. I tend to have more tarot decks, but let's get started. So I'm going to start with this one, and this is the Vintage Wisdom Oracle by Victoria Moseley, and this is a really pretty deck. Has a really cool vibe to it. And I believe she created this or kind of got inspired by like old letters and pictures and things like that from the 20s and 30s and 40s. I've used this deck quite a few times for my weekly reading videos. And it's just a really beautiful, beautiful deck, very readable. I like this one, the owl. Very readable, very easy to use, very lovely. So it's a deck that I like having in my collection. This deck here is an Animal Oracle deck. And it's called Animal Allies, and it's by Jessica Swift. So this is what the backs look like. And this is a beautiful, beautiful deck as well. It's very colorful, and I'm an animal lover, so I love animal decks. And I wouldn't say it's easy to read because I don't know all my animal associations or animal meanings yet, but this deck comes with a really cool little guide, a pull-out guide that has the card meanings and stuff like that. So it's a fun deck to work with, and sometimes I'll read from this deck, like I'll just pull a card for the day and then read the meaning and then just kind of keep it on my desk, and I find that it's always really uplifting because it's just like a little burst of color and like a little animal. I feel like this deck kind of helps us get a little bit closer to the animal kingdom. It's a really pretty deck. Okay, this next Oracle deck is called the Conscious Spirit Oracle, and it's by Kim Dreyer. And I got this deck years ago, actually. I really like the backs, they're so pretty. I got this deck years ago because I really liked her art. And I enjoyed this deck for quite a while. I enjoyed working with it, and then I just got tired of it. And I've kind of went through this phase, and it was maybe more than just a phase. It was like a few years where I was really into spiritual stuff. Like I was really into learning about chakras and crystals and tarot and all that stuff. And then I kind of reached a saturation point where I had just had enough like new age stuff, and I just felt almost kind of nauseous at the mention of chakras and crystals. That was a few years ago. I was just like, oh God, I can't do it anymore. And so this deck just felt too new agey for me, so I stopped using it, but it's very pretty. Very lovely deck. And I actually might gift this deck to someone, one of my friends who is drawn to it, because it's really a beautiful deck. Okay, this next deck is called the Wisdom Keepers Oracle deck, and it is by Rosie Aronson. And Rosie is such a lovely lady. She really is, and these cards are beautiful, beautiful cards. So Rosie illustrated, I think she did started with like pen and ink drawings and then colored them in. So each card is a face. And there's a really good guidebook that comes with this that gives you lots of information and helps you kind of understand the cards a bit better. This is a really unique deck. This isn't really the kind of deck that you would use for reading so much. It's more a deck that you would use on yourself for like reflecting and journaling and kind of doing inner spiritual work. It's not really a deck that I would use for doing like divination or those kinds of readings. It's more about kind of, yeah, just like kind of working on yourself and stuff like that. So really, really, really special deck. And I don't actually use this deck that often, but now that I'm looking at it, I think I should start using it more again. Okay, so this next deck is my newest Oracle deck, and it's called the Power Deck, The Cards of Wisdom by Lynn Andrews, and I'm going to be doing a review of this deck very soon. So this is a very unique deck because, again, it's not really an Oracle deck that you would necessarily use for readings. So each card has like this long message on it, and comes with a guidebook, and the guidebook has a little more information about the art and the intention behind the art. And it's a really fascinating deck, and you would use this deck more as kind of like a meditation deck, I think, and a deck for reflecting and stuff, as opposed to doing readings in the kind of way we usually do readings. So yeah, I haven't worked with this deck that much. I've been exploring it a little bit because I'm going to do a review on it. But it's an interesting deck, that's for sure. Okay, and this deck is the Duality deck by Tanyu Bond. And such a pretty deck. There's a face on every card. And I really like this deck, although I almost never use it. But I do like it. I like the artwork, and it's very pretty. I think I did a review on this deck as well for my YouTube channel. Yeah, so that's Tanyu Bond Duality deck. And then this last one is Spirit Cats, and it's got a really pretty box. Spirit Cats, and this is by Nicole Piar. And I'm such a cat lover, so I really like her kind of watercolor style. And so each card has a picture of a cat, and then on the other side it's got the cat's name and then like a little story about that cat and what that cat represents and what message that cat has for you, which is just really sweet. And again, this isn't a deck that I use for doing like divinatory readings. It's more like I'll draw one card at the beginning of the day to kind of boost my mood and kind of get focused, and then kind of contemplate, the message that's on the back of the card. This deck actually makes a really good gift because you can give it to someone who's like not familiar with Oracle cards, and they'll be able to enjoy this deck. So I've given this deck as a gift once or twice. But it's a really, really, really cute deck. And again, this is the kind of deck where I like to draw a card in the beginning of the day and then just prop that card up on my desk while I'm working, and it just kind of lifts my spirits. Yeah, okay, so that has been my Oracle deck collection video. I have more Oracle decks. This is just the updated one, so I'll put the link to my other Oracle deck collection videos in the description box below this video, and I'll also put the names of each deck and the artist in the description box below the video as well. So let me know what you think. Do you have any of these decks yourself? Do you enjoy them? What do you think of them? And you can always check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I've got lots of fun stuff on there. I've got more deck reviews, I've got tarot exercises and tarot card meanings, all kinds of fun stuff. So thank you so much for watching.